Hi and welcome to the Zen Supermom podcast. The episode today is an interview episode. It's a story of a mom that might be similar to you in many ways. She's an expatriate mom, so she doesn't have immediate family on standby whenever kids are sick. She has 2 kids and everything was great until the second one came on board because the firstborn completely freaked out. So they told her to go and look for a psychologist to get help for the firstborn because this is not a normal behavior. She needs help. But she didn't want to do that. She realized that it is coming from her as a mother. And even though she had a happy childhood with amazing parents, she did feel like something was off, and we started connecting the dots. So how did she overcome her skepticism? Like, can that even be possible that it's something about me? And can I trust people whose advertisements I see online on Facebook because Facebook is so fake? And when even her husband was not on board because they're both scientists and both in like very rational mindset, like, So, are you curious to hear what is it that she found out and how is it that she worked and what happens now with her and her kids? How does it look like on the other side of her healing journey, really? Well, if you're curious, then come with me. Let's meet Elisa. Hi, Supermom or Superdad. Alena here, your mommy tantrum specialist and the founder of the Zen Supermom system. And me and my team have helped hundreds of moms and dads start setting healthy boundaries with calm. And this is the first parenting podcast that is not about your kids, that shows you why none of the parenting techniques helped you stop yelling at your kids and how to control your emotions from jumping out so that you can be the safe, loving parent you wish you had growing up. This is the Zen Supermom podcast. Hi, Elisa. Welcome to the Zen Supermom podcast.
Hello, Alena.
So happy to have you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm very happy to have you here with us, because there will be so many moms who will want to hear exactly your story because they're probably feeling exactly the same way. So let's start at the beginning. Why did you even want to volunteer to do a podcast episode with me?
I really believe that there is a strong message to spread out, and I really think that everyone should do this training. To be honest, I don't know if we can call it training or we can call it about a kind of path of rescuing what we had during our childhood, even if it's not so much, not so painful, but still it would be great if everyone could do that in our world. So that's why, I mean, this is maybe your mission, and this is also why I'm saying yes. I maybe if I can help or improving that amount of people who can do that, not only moms, to be honest, but everyone. And I really would love my child to do that, because I'm saying that even if I'm doing some mistake, at least they could one day recover from them. So that would be really great.
Excellent. So thank you so much for being part of this mission and helping not only moms, but yes, anybody who needs to listen to this, to tell them, what the path is. So let's talk about your path. So start at the beginning. You're a mom of how many children and what's the family setup? What's the situation? Yeah, share with everybody who doesn't know you.
Yeah, so I'm Italian and I'm living outside Italy since more than 10 years. I found a partner quite late. So we got married and then we got 2 kids, so straight afterwards. So we have been married in 2019, so not so many years ago. And the older child, she's about 4. So 4 and 1 year old. So they are both 2 sisters. Then we have all grandparents far away, not so far, still in Italy and Belgium, so still far. But sometimes they can come for helping, but they are not here close by.
Yeah, it's not like Monday morning when kids are sick that they could come and help you out. Yeah.
So that was the main issues that we got. Was the organizational stuff, and basically the highest source of stress that we had, because we both work full time. I'm a researcher, so I mean, it's not like how many hours I stay, but how much I can stay close to my deadline and try to send out projects and papers. My husband, he has more time limits, so I'm more flexible. So it means that is myself often going pick them up, and yeah. So, but apart from that, everything is it's fine. So in general, it's a kind of happy family. We don't have much issues. We are now separate or stuff like that. I still have the big help of my husband.
Which is amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
Because that's more than many moms have. We have lots of single parents, divorced, separated, with terrible stories. So this is already great that you didn't have to go through any of this. But still, there were things going on, like the reason why you even then signed up for that mommy tantrum training once upon a time. So what was going on for you?
Yeah, it was going on that I was completely fine until when my second kid was born, and I was totally in phase with my oldest son. When she born the second one, then everything was kind of screwed up. I don't know, still it's difficult to understand. I was completely not in her energy, and I stopped feeling what she was feeling. So there was a kind of something was broken, and then her behavior completely changed. And it was difficult for all of us, all the family, not to control her, but to try to understand what was going on. Is it serious, not serious? And then a lot of people start talking to me saying, you should go to a psychologist with this kid because she's not normal. And then you arrived saying, well, maybe it's about you, not about your kids, no? And then this is my my moment in which I say, okay, so maybe before sending my kids to a psychologist, maybe it's better if I try to do something with me. And so I contacted my psychology first. I mean, I was not really, I mean, I have one for that I'm going to talk to her when big things happen. I'm not really followed each week or each month. And I was talking to her and was trying to say, but what about if we are going and check if something happened during my childhood, and could you help me and figure it out? So I wanted to do this path with her, but she was not ready at all. And I see that there is, it's not that it was not ready, but it was kind of superficial. So we start something, but it was not really going deep, and I didn't have anything out of it. And then I stopped it, and then I was start just following your episodes, because I took me a lot of months before I decided to go into the into the Zen Supermom program, because I was just following episodes in they are just in the podcast, and I was just trying to do it by myself. And I was in a moment in which I was inscribing to a lot of parenting groups. I was also spending money for parenting training. I think I knew by that I didn't have the tool different from the tool that my parent gave me. So I think I had the good basis, saying that maybe what I was doing before, what I was experiencing during my childhood, was not the right thing. And I was doing exactly the same to my kids, just because I didn't have other tools. So I was looking for the tool to apply. But in the moment in which we are triggered and we are nervous and we cannot use those tools, even if we have them in our hands, we don't think about them. So, and I was really experiencing that when I was yelling to at the time she was 10 months old kids, just because she was screaming, she didn't want to change her pants. I don't remember why. And then I say, no, it's not possible. Now was the moment to say, no, I have to do something with me, because it's not possible that I'm screaming at her. She's so small. I mean, and then I decided then to join your program, and this in that point in which I understood from where all those very strong emotions, this trigger, were coming from.
Wow. What a journey. And even before we started this recording, you were telling me it was even more difficult for you to trust that this is the path, because you started seeing like my content on Facebook. So for you, Facebook was even like, that's the fake, whatever. What was going through your head? Yeah, share with me.
Yeah, I mean, normally for example, I'm someone who's now putting any picture of my kids in Facebook, and I'm not posting anything in Facebook. And I was just using it for looking at the birthday of my friend. And in one of those moments, I was looking at your advertisement there. And this is why I heard about you and I start following you. But it's true. I mean, we don't have. So, for example, my husband is really against everything. He even removed Facebook from his phone. He doesn't have WhatsApp because he doesn't want to be followed. So we are not completely. We are all in this mindset, but a bit. So the fact that I found you in Facebook, it was not positive at the moment. Say, okay, maybe this is one of the 1,000 advertisements that I'm always seeing in Facebook. But then I start following, start to convince me that this is not fake. This is not kind of the program that you have to lose weight that you find in Facebook.
The pictures before and after, and it's basically the same woman, just with a like. Yeah, no. But that's also why we are doing these podcast episodes for moms like you who are skeptical and is this fake or whatever, that they hear real people and more than just one. Nice. Well, thank you. I want to hear all about this and the skepticism. And I remember, because you mentioned that to me also before, that for you it was even more difficult to overcome those skeptical voices in your head because your husband was not on board. He didn't believe this was real either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So still, I don't know how convinced he's actually right now. I don't know.
But you were the one who convinced him with your results, right?
Yeah. But the fact is that still is really hyper rational, and at the beginning was not convinced at all. But I decided to get on board anyway, even if it was not okay. I just didn't tell him. It was not the way I did it at the beginning. And then with the time, he realized, and I start to telling him piece by pieces, and now he's aware of the program I'm following.
Well, we are ready to welcome him whenever he wants.
That would be a big step.
No, that's for the next 10 years. That's okay.
I'm trying to work a bit, but it will take a lot of time.
No. And that's what I tell all the moms, like, don't try to push or convince your partners and husbands. Like, they will do their work when they are ready. Some of them will never feel ready, and that's okay. It's just for those of you who are ready, men, dads, we have a Zen Super Dad program too, so you can follow alongside of your partner, or you can do it by yourself first and then bring them on board. Very good. So there were so many things against you and kind of like so many skeptical voices telling you not to do that. Why did you decide eventually then to really join and start doing this healing work? Stop blaming it on your daughter and stop searching for a psychologist to help her, and instead you getting the help for yourself in this program?
I think it was because I was not finding, I really believe that we needed this deep work on myself. I was slightly looking around and to the person that I knew, because I was trusting them, and I was finding that no help there. So then in the end, I say, okay, I try. to be honest, the first week we didn't understand. I mean, I was not really aware of what it was. So I realized it just during my one-on-one session with Sylvia, what it was about. I was at work like today, but I was in my office with my colleague on the back, and he was saying, maybe you should go somewhere else. Say, okay, so then maybe I tried to go in my car, but I was, so I didn't know, I was not aware that the deepness where we go. So during the first one-on-one session, as several moms also, I was crying, and it was really important for me, this initial session I did with Sylvia. I realized several things, and so it was, it's there that I really understood, okay, this is what it's about. And there I said, okay, this is really what I should have done. So I was really happy of my choice.
Excellent. For the moms who are sitting there and wondering, like, what the heck are they doing in those sessions? Could you share like highlights of what is it really that you healed through those 5 sessions that you had together with Sylvia? By the way, kudos and hi to our Zen Supermom coach, Sylvia.
Yeah.
What is it that you connected, that you healed, that you had even no idea about at the beginning?
Yeah, I was really not aware that we have this inner child. So maybe people knows, maybe people that are more already into psychologists or maybe more sensitive to that. I didn't know that every one of us that we have this inner child inside, and that this is the one that triggers you. And when you have these kind of soft buttons, I don't know how you can call them, but the others, when they say something and then you get immediately triggered, this is a soft button. This, you can do whatever you want in your conscious mind, but in the end is your inner child who's reacting. And it will stop, because it does stop in the moment in which you heal this inner child trauma, we can say, and even if it's not really something very hard. So for me, it was a really nice childhood. In the end, my parents are still together, loving parents. I am just the only child, so I didn't have any experience with brothers and sisters, but still, I mean, I was lucky. I had everything. I did my studies, no big heals. I mean, the families, we were all okay. But there were still some small things that they did, and that we are also probably still doing with our kids. That's why I'm saying that still we are human, so we do mistake. So that's why I think it's important to heal those small trauma that we have, that we acquire during our childhood, and not to be triggered afterwards, I would say. Yeah. And the fact is, the triggering is the fact that you lose your control. So even if you are completely against any kind of violence, to me, for example, verbal violence is as, I don't know if I can say that is as bad as physical one, but still is
it's harming. It is hurtful. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so during, sorry, I was going a bit away from the question. So during this one-to-one session, this is what we heal, this kind of small trauma that we had during our childhood, even if they were not so huge, but still, if you still remember, means that it did something to you. So I don't know if I have to give some examples. I don't know if it's helpful. I don't know.
You could share example. What were the situations when you were losing your calm and patience with your daughter the most often? What did it used to be?
I mean, I don't know if it's this situation itself, but it was more because I'm still big people pleaser. So I'm trying to be with them and try to understand their needs if I can, to anticipate them. So in general, you always go quite soft with me, even before. It's the fact that at a certain point I'm giving, not receiving, not receiving, receiving negative, receiving negative. And a certain point is accumulating, and then I'm exploding. And that's was what I didn't want to do it anymore, because they are small. They should not see the mother in this condition, even because then I cannot pretend them to control their emotion if I can't control mine. So it's not really that. I mean, for example, there are several situations that happens during the normal day of kids. I don't know, things that but then it depends on the rule that we have. So I don't want to give a specific example, because for me, for example, I don't like really kids playing with the food, for example. So this is something important for me, but maybe for someone else is something else. So when they were doing that, then I was often losing patience, or but even I was losing patience when my kid woke up with a bad mood and was complaining, nagging for all the day. And this is also something I didn't like it, because say, well, why? I'm so nice with you. I'm trying to do everything for you. I ask you whatever you want just to make your day better, and you still complain and you are still negative. And then maybe there I was at the moment saying, stop it, you should not be like that. So this is also a kind of moment in which I was saying not to show the emotions. And this is also something that I learned, that it was not really good things to do. But unfortunately, I'm very happy that I did this since my both kids are very young. So it's not something that they have been
exposed to for a decade, because then it's much longer to heal. So they're responding faster. That's beautiful. And this is exactly the reason also why we don't do just one-on-one inside the program, but why there's the mental fitness piece, right? So after you heal your triggers and the things that did not go ideally in your childhood, then you need to relearn kind of like the healthy way of dealing with those voices, that people pleaser in your head, right? So share with everyone, what is it? So how does it go now? When your kids play with food, or when they wake up and they're in a grumpy mood. So how do you react these days?
So so once all your triggers are attenuated, I would say, because maybe removed completely, depends. Maybe I would say
process of healing.
In the process of healing. Then it means that you can still think clearly once the situation happens, and then you can use the tools that you might have had, or that we are acquiring also during this program, because we always have calls with you once per week, and then we also expose you kind of practical problems, and then you give us some ideas of possible solutions that may fit or may not fit. But still, we learn also some extra tools. Plus, I was still following this parenting. So then there is a moment in which you can apply stuff, and the stuff that really resonate with you. For example, for me, punishment have never been a good solution, even before joining you. And then I was really against that. The problem is that I was not putting enough boundaries. So my older child now is a bit more tricky to put her in the boundaries, because she didn't have before. I was not able to do that, because I'm this huge people pleaser, meaning that I want them to be as happy as possible, giving the maximum I could, but the meaning that for me saying no is complicated. So once we did a really work on one-on-one sessions with Sylvia, really working on that, the fact that I can say no, and there is the people just now, they now will not stop loving me because I'm saying no. So right now what is happening is that I can put boundaries. I can say, no, now we are eating. So if you want to play, you go out from the table, and then you play outside the table, and then the dinner is finished and it's fine. So now, I mean, for maybe before it was even difficult to say that, but now it's okay, and they understood. I mean, also the 1-year-old daughter, she still does it, but then when she started playing, I mean, I put her outside the table and dinner is finished. And then what was the others?
And then one day wake up grumpy in the morning.
Yeah. For that is it happened recently, and in the end, I was accepting that. I mean, saying, okay, you can express indeed your emotions. I tried just to distract her, and finally I managed after a while. But still, the day was like that. And then in the end, in the evening, I was just thinking, okay, I mean, I don't have to ask a psychologist to come and check my daughter why she stayed grumpy for the entire day. She woke up with a bad mood, and that's it. And the day was bad, and I tried to do my best, but I didn't manage. It's okay.
And that's it. And there's so much wisdom in that, because that not only makes it okay and it normalizes it. We are not here to push any toxic positivity and to push our kids into being always sunny, shiny, happy, as I say that. All feelings are allowed. If only you don't get triggered by it, you don't take responsibility for it as a mom to always fix it and be there for your kids and push them into feeling happy. Like how crazy that sounds, right? We are not always having super happy days, and there doesn't have to be a reason for it. It's okay, normalizing all of it. And so it's amazing to see in what short amount of time you were able to do that and start healing, because yeah, healing is a process. It will continue. And maybe this is a good place to finish it with. So what are your next steps? What are you still working on, and what are you looking into now?
Yeah, so I as you said, there is also this mental fitness part, and I'm extracting a lot of value from that. In particularly, I'm following an extra application that you gave me, and I have a kind of everyday messages and kind of small mantra, small things to think about every few hours. So I do this kind of, I'm trying to really improve my positive thinking and my sage, as we said. So this is just a positive part of the brain that we have, and then is normally a bit, I don't know how to say, weakened by all the negative instinct and emotions that we have that are from another part of our brain. And so I'm trying to really push this and to this positivity just by taking what we call powerful break throughout the day. And it's very difficult for me because I'm also hyperachiever, so I'm trying to really planify every specific moment of the day. So if I have a break, just, I don't know, to move and go to the toilet, for example, I'm still thinking, this, I have to do this, and this, I have to do that. So this is something I really changed. So I say, okay, this, I take it as break for me, and try to center on my body, on my emotion, not on my emotion, but on my feeling, on my body, indeed. So this is still very powerful, and this is something that I also realize that I really need for my entire day. So this is something that I am still doing, and I will keep doing, I hope, forever, because so what I would like to do it right now is to try to be a bit more autonomous, not to just be linked to these applications, because I think, yeah, now I have the skills to do by my own. So this is something that I would like to do. And to be honest, since I'm thinking this is so important, I mean, I don't know, I would also like to transfer a bit more to the others, but this maybe in second step. So first of all, I try to improve myself and to continue being more aware of all my soft bottom, because even if you heal some of them, then maybe some else comes out. So this is something that I might try to do by my own, or I might try to ask again some help, Sylvia. But this is good. So it's still a process. I'm still in a process. So I will never say probably that I'm arrived. But I would say the biggest part, probably the most impact part, has been done, but still there is a process to continue.
And we are all on our path.
Yeah.
All of us. And it is a lifelong process. It will never end. And this is why you have arrived. Once you realize this is the best place to be, and you will continue, and it's okay. Thank you so much, Elisa. Thank you for making time in the middle of your busy day. I'm going to let you go back to your work. But I really wanted to share my gratitude with you for like from where I stand, and also on behalf of all the moms and dads and everybody else who might have been listening, and just getting the inspiration and already some shifts in their mind, thinking about what is possible, where is it all coming from, and that it is possible to actually heal it and feel better. So thank you so much for being the inspiration.
Thank you.
And I will see you in the next podcast episode.